And I actually think, AJ, that this fight has more steam on it than the heavyweight fight does, personally, man, because the personalities, right? You got Brogan Walker hailing out of Guam, Juliana Killer Miller, submission specialist, right? She got Naga championships at home, the whole nine, and she says she's going to be the next champion. She has the bravado. She has the spirit. She kind of has that Ricky Tercios thing going on, right? Where she just has that, like, kind of cultish following because of the personality and all that. However, Brogan Walker is a more experienced. She is older, and the big thing to take away, she's a lot shorter, man. You know what I mean? So it's going to be interesting. Same reach and all that. She's just shorter. She's 5'4" to 5'7". However, they didn't look, that much shorter when they got, stood up, faced up. So let's take a look at what we got here. So the last loss was to Claire Guthrie, which is a loss that Juliana Miller, it was her first loss of her career. She's 2-1, right? And she actually avenged it on the show, on TUF 30. Brogan Walker, though, 7-2, a little bit older, lost to Pro Gonzalez and a loss to Erin Blanchfield. Now, AJ, knowing what we know today, those aren't bad losses. Those are not bad losses. Erin Blanchfield, who's arguably the dark horse in the women's flyweight division right now, who's about to be jumping into the top 10, not a bad loss. But Brogan Walker, on the other hand, if you look at her wins, last win, submission, rear naked choke. The other win, decision against Miranda Maverick. She's decision to Miranda Maverick, AJ. That's why I say that for Brogan Walker, there's a lot of experience at hand that can be built upon in this Juliana Miller matchup. Juliana Miller, she has an armbar win and a rear naked choke win, and then you have a couple decision wins, before that, right? Maybe some amateur stuff. So given what we saw in the show, clearly Miller has the advantage in terms of the momentum, right? She believes in herself. She's riding a hot streak. Brogan Walker's wins have been a little more hard fought, right? Because she had the wrestler that she had to fight, and then she actually fought another fucking legit fighter, Hannah Guy, right? She had to fight Hannah Guy. So she's fought two legit grapplers, and she's basically dealt with them. No problem. What path to victory does Juliana Miller truly have, given that that's her number one game is jiu-jitsu? Like, her striking is a little clunky, you know what I'm saying? So what do you make of it?
Her striking's real clunky. The biggest thing I have against Juliana Miller is she can easily get pieced up on the feet. Yeah. But then she can come back and actually start working the dog in her, get to the ground, get to the takedown, and then really start putting Brogan Walker in a position where she feels a little more timid, a little more scared, a little more like having the pressure on her. Because if Brogan Walker can keep this fight on the feet, it's going to be a long day for Miller. Now, I don't think she'll put her out. She might be able to put her out. But if Brogan Walker keep that distance, keep that karate style, keep that wide stance, blitz in, blitz out, get out of there, it's going to be very difficult. So I think Juliana Miller is going to need to walk her down, get her forward, hopefully not get pieced up too much as she's doing that, and then get the fight to the ground and get her to somewhere where she's not comfortable. Because we saw in both of Miller's Ultimate Fighter fights, once she's able to get her hands on you, then she feels a lot more comfortable. Then she starts kind of talking a little bit more. The bravado starts coming out a little bit more. You really see what true personality is at that point.
Do you think that reckless abandon style that she takes, though, where she's like literally just like blitzing forward, jab, just sticking that jab out to you a million times just so she can grab onto you, can that work against a more experienced Brogan Walker? Or do you think Brogan Walker is just going to back up, circle out, reset, and then just start picking apart again?
Yeah, that's if I'm Brogan Walker's camp, that's exactly what I'm saying, man. Just literally head off to the side, shoot in a couple punches, dip right back out, leg kick, body kick. Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying that's what worries me is that if Miller does take that approach and it works, you're like, oh, God. It doesn't matter how bad your striking is as long as you can get your hands on him, right? But Brogan Walker, I do think she has some legit jiu-jitsu in herself, so it's going to be a fun competitive matchup, man. But I'm going to be honest with you. I do think that the experience is going to triumph in this matchup here. Even though when I was talking about this, if you look at the odds right now, let's just look at the money line odds. Minus 130 favorite is Juliana Miller. Plus 110 comeback for Brogan Walker. And this is why I think that. And this is the theory that's going on. They're saying that the people on the internet, on Reddit and stuff like that, they're saying they think this is more of a legacy pick. And what that means is that Juliana Miller probably has the higher ceiling overall as a fighter, but Brogan Walker probably has the better chance of winning right now. So even if Miller loses this fight, she still was viewed as the favorite because of what her potential could be as opposed to what the ceiling is at this current fight. I don't know if that makes sense to you. That's just the theories on the interwebs, man. But I like Walker here. I like Walker so much that I'm going to look at the over and under. 2.5 is the over and under. The over is minus 360. Well, guess what? We're taking the over. Plus 150 decision prop for Brogan Walker. And and decision right there, brother. For Miller, is she submitting? Walker? How's she getting it done for you?
Oof. I think submission, man, because as much if there's going to be a way that Brogan Walker wins, I see decision. It maybe even possibly a TKO. Juliana Miller, I don't see the TKO happening. I see some kind of scuffle going down, get the fight to the ground, submission going forward for Juliana Miller. I'm going to say late round one.
Late round one. So we're taking the under. We're going the submission, and I get it, man. For Juliana Miller, you're gonna look like a savant if this hits. If this hits, you're gonna look like the dude who just predicted the future. Because yeah, it can have some scrappy situation happens, and then she just pulls up the submission and pulls out an armbar out of nowhere and gets the dub, man. So. Yeah.